Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Halt and Talk. You're joined tonight by myself, Scott, Aaron, and Jamie. Boys, you okay?
Not too bad,
Good,
mate.
mate.
You?
How are you?
Now I'm recovering from a hernia up, so I'm a bit sore, and I'm going to try and get through half an hour of sitting in this position, but we'll wait and see. But other than that, I'm all right. International break is done, and now it kind of feels like we're going into a really important time of the season. I think the next 11 days, Villa play 4 times, both quarter-final legs of the Europa League, and then Forest and Sunderland away and at home. We're going to look at Bologna and Forest. Azzy, I'll come to you first. Does this next 11 games / 4 matches feel like the most important part of the season so far now?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, if we get knocked out of the Europa League and lose one Premier League game and maybe draw another, obviously it doesn't bode well in the league either. So yeah, I think it's a massive couple of weeks for us. A competition that I think we need to win in the Europa League. And just beating a couple more wins just to solidate us really in that top 5 position in the league. It's been announced, didn't it? Because Arsenal won last night. Top 5 go through to the Champions League now. So
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that at some point in this episode. Obviously, top 5 is now guaranteed for Champions League football for next season. We'll touch on the Bologna game first, and then we'll get into that the Forest game after. Jay, I'll come to you on Bologna. They're currently sitting 8th in Serie A, 45 points from 31 games. Obviously beat Roma in the last 16, which probably more people would have thought Roma would go through. Pretty good form. They won 3 out of the last 5 and 7 out of the last 10, losing 2, drawing 1. So form-wise, they're in pretty decent form. What are you expecting from Bologna? And result-wise, would we take anything other than a defeat?
I'm confident going into it. Obviously, we've played them a few times now, so tactically, I think we know them very well. Yeah, I thought Roma was going to win that game. I think at the time when that game was played, you look at the table in Serie A, I think there was a bit of a gap between Roma and the team below, which was Bologna. There's a good 10-point gap, I think. So it showed a bit of a divide between, the elite teams of that league and then maybe just that step down, which Bologna were. But I mean, they've done really well. I don't know if any of you watched it because it was on. It went to extra time, and obviously it was on after our game against Lille. So I was watching that, and yeah, looked very good on the counter attack, which obviously imagine we're going to have a lot of the ball. We have to watch out for that. But I mean, yeah, I am still confident, especially with the boys we've got coming back as well. So yeah, I'm hoping, for a positive result. And if we can do what we did similar to, Lille and just even, play it safe, and if we can get a goal, we get a goal. But even at Villa Park, if it was 0-0 going to Villa Park, I'd back us 100%.
Yeah, I think we just obviously need to stay in the tide, don't we? That's the most important thing. I think from what I've seen of Bologna, they're a bit chaotic, similar to how Roma play, quite you attack, we attack, that kind of thing. And Villa always seem to get hit on counter-attacks for whatever reason. We just always seem to have a lot of the ball and then struggle on the turnover of play. What do you think Emery's approach will be? Because Touchwood, he's obviously the king of Europe, and we always say typical European away performance, that we're going to be looking at that kind of thing where we try and soak it up and just nick a goal, similar to what Arsenal did last night.
I think we will. Yeah, wait. If you notice when we've been in Europe under Emery, the away leg we always seem to not sharp shot, but he's more defensive minded going into the game, which doesn't bother me at all. Like I said, I think we still need to be in the tie. Worst outcome is 1-0 loss, 2-1 loss, and that would be the worst outcome. But Yeah, I think it's more defensively. I think Bologna haven't lost in Europe since we beat them in the group stage, have they? So,
No.
so I also thought Roma would go through, but don't know what your take is. When you sort of play a team from your own country, you sort of know each other well, don't you? That's why I think if we go through and Forest go to, I think it'll be a harder tie than Porto, even though Porto are a better team. Playing someone from your own nation it just adds that edge. And
I think those European teams, when we play them, they suit our style better as well.
correct,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, I think when you play the European teams, that's probably where we show our best football because it suits Emery's style. Hence why he's been so successful in Europe.
Yeah, the slower pace of the European game kind of suits us, doesn't it? I think even when teams like Roma and Bologna play slightly quicker, I don't think they're playing as quick as just the whole of the Premier League in general, which probably does suit us because we like to slow the play down. I was looking; they've obviously got a couple of players that are fairly well known to say English fans. Lewis Ferguson, I think, is a massive player for them in the midfield. Captain Jay, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Obviously Scottish national.
He was missing, wasn't he, in that group stage match we played against him?
He was missing. Played Jonathan Rowe that was at
Norwich.
Marseille. He had that fallout with Rabiot, didn't he, at Marseille?
At Marseille, yeah, obviously quite dangerous. They don't score loads of goals. I was looking at top scorer. I think they've got 2 players on like 7 goals for the whole season. They're not, massively filled with goals, but we've obviously got, like one of you just touched on, players coming back. Tielemans got minutes for Belgium, I think against Mexico. How are we expecting him to go in terms of a lineup? And do you think he'll try and pick a lineup for Thursday to also help for Sunday? Or do you think he's prioritising Europa League? Or what should he be prioritising? I know there's a few questions in one there, but how do you think he'll set up?
So I think the likes of Digny will be left back, more defensive minded than Maatsen. I'd like to see Lindelof in alongside Konza. I just think he offers us more defensively. I don't know about Tielemans. He didn't play that. I think he come on both games, didn't he, Tielemans? I don't think he started for Belgium, did he?
Yeah, I know he got minutes against Mexico. Both games.
Yeah, so maybe if chuck him in, or it'll be Anana and Louise, because obviously Barkley's not in the squad, is he, for the Europa League? So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I reckon it'll be more of a Digny and Lindelof, Konza and Cash at the back, personally.
Jay, what do you think lineup wise?
I reckon he'll play Tielemans, just because, not trying to go the long way around it, but Barkley's probably our most informed midfielder. And you think, okay, if Barkley's going to start Sunday, he's not available. He's the most like-for-like player we've got to Tielemans. He's not available to play against Bologna. So, you give Tielemans minutes, start him against Bologna, where we need a lot of composure in the middle of the park. I would personally play Tielemans. He got minutes away with Belgium. He would have rested, obviously, over the weekend with FA Cup football. So I reckon he'd come in. I don't know whether it might be alongside Onana. Maybe that'd probably be my go-to. And then I'd probably have, obviously, Guinea out wide, probably because of Sancho. Yeah, or you might even see it'll definitely be Rodgers, probably Rodgers, Watkins, and McGinn. Whether it's either Rodgers or McGinn out wide, one of them two. You might put McGinn more central just for a bit of bite because we're away from home, to drop in to make a midfield 3 maybe. Lindelof, he's honestly, I don't know, it's because it's such like a unique country for Villa, like Sweden. Obviously, like we ain't had a lot of Swedish players, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I was the same with Bertrand Traore with like Burkina Faso. I was like, oh my god, I love Bertie. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Lindelof. I think Lindelof is like
Bertie.
Bertie.
Well, hang on a minute.
I think
I love Traore just because he was from Burkina Faso.
no, but it's a unique nation, isn't it? So it's like I feel like, you got to do a bit more for him. And it's like,
Is Sweden unique? Is it?
Got an uncle
I
from.
think so. We don't have a lot. We haven't had a lot of Swedish players. When you think off the top of your head, can you name 5 Swedish players that play for Villa?
Olsen, Melberg, Allback, Lindelof, Orland. No, he was Norway. There's 4.
That's not
Isn't
5,
your
is it?
uncle from Burkina Faso?
Eh?
Isn't your uncle David from Burkina Faso?
Dave, Burkina Faso. But yeah, I really like Lindelof. I feel like he'll go all out. I feel like Digne might come in at left back, but I feel like he's going to play. Even though I love Lindelof, I feel like he's going to go Esri and Powell. Powell is so important to the way we played. You know, without him, we look so shot of all ideas really from deep. So I feel like Torres will play, and Esri will probably play as well. He's our best centre half. But yeah, again, if it is Lindelof playing, I wouldn't be, whether it's for Esri or Torres, I wouldn't be too disheartened. But you know, trying to think what Unai will be thinking, I think he'll go with Esri and Powell. Cash right back, yes, there's probably Onana alongside Tielemans, and then obviously Martinez in goal.
Do you not think he might be tempted to go? I agree with the back 4. I think he'll go Ponson, Powell, Luca Dean, and Cash. Do you not think he'll be tempted to go Onana, Dougie with Tielemans higher up, and then McGinn, Rodgers, and Watkins? Because otherwise, it probably means Buendia playing.
Yeah, he could do. To be fair, and again, that gives you a bit more bite in the middle when you have Guinea coming in from inside and Yuri dropping deep. You can kind of have a midfield 4 really.
Probably help legs of Tielemans as well, because he probably do as much running in terms of he'd have the 2 behind him.
Yeah, maybe so. Without going too in depth with it, if you're going to do that, then if you're going to have them guys coming in the middle, you then rely on your boys, your fullbacks getting high and wide, because obviously Rodgers likes to come inside as well. So all of a sudden you've got McGinn and Rodgers who like to both come inside, plus Tielemans, plus the midfield 2. Maybe you might play a Maatsen. I don't think he will, but you know, Maatsen can get high and wide on that left-hand side. Sorry, you can chop and change it how you like, but I do think Tielemans will start. Just for my starting point, I feel like he'll start because he's in his mind. Barkley's a shoe-in to start on Sunday, I think. So that's why he's going to start. Tielemans. Yeah,
I know what you're saying with that. And finally on Bologna, Ollie to start up top.
I think so.
Yeah, I would.
Tammy hasn't done enough for me. I know he's had limited minutes, but a man of his size, we spoke about last week, that the amount of his size, he doesn't do enough in the air for me. And I remember just when he was with us in the Championship, he scored so many goals for us, but I was thinking like he should have had so many more. And he's had a limited minutes, so you can't be too harsh, but I think just go with Watkins. You know, you have to keep feeding him chances, and if Watkins can get one of those purple patches now, we'll for sure get Champions League.
Obviously, the last game we had was West Ham, and he was very good, Ollie, against West Ham.
Yeah.
I think he showed a lot. So you'd like to think, can he go on a purple patch now? And I think Tammy's still adjusting to how Emery wants us to play, but I as well. We'll move on to Forest now.
Score prediction?
You obviously touched on it. It's been announced today that you'll get 5. What is that?
Score prediction.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead, give me a score prediction.
You can go first, Scott.
I'm going to go Villa.
What are you going for?
2-1 Villa.
Jay?
I'll go 2-0 Villa.
I'm going to go a 4-1 epic away first leg win.
You think we're scoring 4 goals?
Mahoney nearly just popped back out.
Lindelof, 4 goals.
As I was saying, it got announced today that there's 5 Champions League teams. Obviously, last week, or the last, was it 2 weeks ago now, we played West Ham. In terms of the whole weekend, it was a good weekend for us. United dropped points. Liverpool and Chelsea both lost. So currently, now United on 55, Villa on 54, Liverpool on 49, Chelsea on 48, and Brentford and Everton on 46, 86th, 7th and 8th. I don't think you can discount them actually because both are picking up points. Forest are 16th, 32 points, 3 above West Ham, who are currently occupying 18th. Spurs are 17th with 30 points. Leeds just above them. Forest, they're not on great form, but they've obviously had a couple of good results in the last two. Beat Midtjylland at Midtjylland 2-1, and then beat Spurs 3-0 in that massive clash before the international break. We're obviously saying Barkley's a shoe-in. Do you think, because of the amount of games we've got in the next couple of weeks, there'll be a lot of changes from whatever he goes with on Thursday, or now just a case of going to be a team? We're just
Dying,
churning the results out. He's obviously got players that are guaranteed to play in all the games, which I think would be Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Tielemans when he's fully fit. I'll put Onana in that bracket, Rodgers, and probably Ollie McGinn. Do you think there'll be a lot of changes going into Sunday from Thursday?
I reckon there'll only be a couple. I reckon Matson will come in for Digne if Digne plays, and so I reckon Lindelof will start centre back. So I reckon he might drop out for Torres. And like Jay said, I reckon Barkley will potentially come in. Depending how Tielemans starts and plays well and feels okay after the game, you never know. He might chuck him back in, but I reckon Barkley will come back in. And all depends who he starts as well. I reckon Buendia will start one of the two games. So I reckon there'll be three, potentially 4 changes. Like you said, he's got his core players, hasn't he? So who are sort of a shoe-in to start most games if fit. So 3 or 4 changes, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, if we can get a result at Forest, we'd potentially go above United for the day because they don't play until Monday. They've got a difficult match against Leeds. It's at Old Trafford, but obviously Leeds United is quite feisty. Who else have I got? City obviously go to Chelsea. It's at Chelsea, but can City do us a favour? And Fulham Liverpool is the other one I got written down. Again, Fulham, I didn't put them on the table. They're a couple of points off Everton and Brentford, but probably would like a European push from their end. Are we at the stage where we're looking at other teams' fixtures now? So is there 7 games to go? And then hoping that they lose and we win? Or are we just concentrating on ourselves?
I've been doing that since the start of the season.
But looking the week after, you've got Chelsea Man United, which is obviously huge. Liverpool go to Everton, which again is massive. I haven't written down Brentford's fixtures, but if you're looking at them two, you think that is massive. We're at home to Sunderland. The form away for Sunderland isn't great, although they've obviously picked up a win at St James Park a few weeks ago. So I think the next two, I think we touched last time, but the next 2 round of fixtures are massive in terms of where we could be looking with 5 games to go.
I just think we got to worry about ourselves. We got a 5-point gap to 5th and a 6-point gap to 6th. So if we keep winning or picking up points, it's in our hands, isn't it? At the end of the day, and if we win and other teams drop points, it just adds to our probability that we're going to finish in that top 5. See, I won't worry about anyone else. Like you said, a couple of them have got to play each other. Let's just try and focus on our results and hopefully having a good end to the season.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the start of an interesting few weeks between Villa and Forest. If both of us get through, big game on Sunday, and then you've got 2 massive games, which, if it was Villa Forest semi-final, that would be electric. It really would be. I think both grounds would have a hell of an atmosphere. I'll just get your take. Who do we think is going down as we stand?
I don't know. Before Tottenham changed manager, I would have said Tottenham.
To be fair, part of me still thinks Tottenham has, because De Zerbi, if you look at his track
record, I still think
he hasn't started fast at any of his clubs. He always takes a while to get going at clubs, so that could kick in.
I don't think De Zerbi is the saviour by any stretch.
Yeah.
That team is so fickle and so weak-minded. You saw of the managers that have been here this season. They don't like being told what to do, and it's like very much like a sus against the manager's sort of attitude. And it's like De Zerbi is literally probably he isn't going to put an arm around a shoulder. He's literally going to bomb anyone out that doesn't fit in his plan. So. I look at like Van der Ven, who's come under scrutiny for his attitude. It's like, is he going to vibe with that? Do you know what I mean? It'll be interesting
Also,
to see what
West
happens.
Ham play Wolves Friday night, don't they? So if West Ham win, Tottenham will start that game in the bottom three. So it'll be interesting to see their reaction then.
I just think the next 2 weekends are huge at both ends of the table. Obviously, next weekend as well, you got City Arsenal, which is massive. I mean, this is where it starts to heat up. Stuff gets exciting. There's no more bullshit in the national football until the World Cup. Solely now on business end of the season. Villa has 7 league games to go, 2 in the cup. Hopefully, there's another 5 in the cup, which is still a lot of football. But I'll have one name that's going down at the moment from both of you.
Wolves, Burnley, and Tottenham.
Jay?
Yeah, I'll go for the same solely because I think Leeds as well are in there. I think they still got to play Wolves, Burnley at home. I think Forest have the players, and the Europa League will be a nice distraction. I can't see West Ham going down. It sounds weird saying that, but with Nuno, that they were one of the most informed teams in the league when we played them, and they were shocking when we played them. But if you look prior to our match against them, they were actually playing some really good stuff and picking up results. So I feel like they're then going to kick on, and I just can't see how De Zerbi's kind of, rule the iron fist sort of philosophy is going to do too well at Tottenham. He's then going to ask for stuff, and he's not going to get given it. He's going to throw toys out the pram like he always does. I don't know. I ain't going to go well at all, I don't think. That'd be massive as well, by the way, if Tottenham go down.
Oh, no, that's a whole different podcast, I think. Predictions for Sunday, both of you?
1-0.
1-0, as it, Jay?
I'll go for 2-1 Villa.
I've written down 2-1 Villa as well. I think we'll have enough to get it done.
Yeah.
We'll obviously touch on Bologna and Sunderland next week, or before the second leg. Right, that will wrap us up for the next 2. Like I said, we're getting to the business end of the season now, so lots of games. Hopefully, we're as the weeks tick down, we're in a positive position. But Azzy, I'll hand over to you for the annual quiz.
Yep, so it's getting towards our end of season quiz as well. So it's currently 58-49 to Scott. So Jamie, you are 9 behind. And as we are playing Forest on Sunday, since the Premier League began, 29 players have played for Villa and Nottingham Forest.
Oh.
So one by one, I need a name. You get a point for each one named.
Can I write some down quick?
Yeah, that's why I said pen and paper. And whilst you're not looking, Jamie, 1 or 2 I'm holding up. You looked, Scott, 1 or 2.
No, I thought.
Oh, you looked as well. You two are clever, aren't you? Jamie, 1 or 2.
I'm going to be so bad at this, by the way. I can't think of anyone.
Jamie, 1 or 2.
1.
I was holding 2 up.
Oh, mate, I'm going to be so shit at this, by the way. I can't think of anyone.
So, since the Premier League began, which was 1992.
Yeah.
Jamie, can I start? Jamie,
since...
No. You would know at least half. Quite a few of them are recent.
My mind's blank. I've had a long day.
Right.
This is going to be the nail in the coffin.
Start while you both think. Scott to go first.
What if we get one wrong?
Then you lose a point.
I've literally got 2 people.
Matty Cash.
Brilliant. That's
Matty Cash is correct. Jay?
Graben.
Lewis Graben is correct.
Steve Stone.
Steve Stone is correct.
Never heard of that name in my entire life. I'll go for Lansbury.
Henry Lansbury is correct. Scott?
Dan Collymore.
Stan Collymore is correct.
I'm pretty sure he had a stint with them when we were in the Prem and they're in the Championship. I'm going to go Keenan Davis.
Keenan Davis is correct.
Dougie.
Douglas Louise is correct.
I'm out of ideas, I won't lie.
I'll give you a clue. There was someone on loan to him in 2024 from us.
Oh, yeah, Moreno.
Moreno's correct.
Did McCormack play for Forest?
Ross McCormack did play for Forest.
I
Well done.
literally just wrote that down.
I did the same when you said Lansbury.
Fuck's sake. I literally just wrote that one down. I'm trying to think of... I think you're just going to have to skip me as I won't be able to get this one, I don't think.
As you're so far behind, I will give you another clue. One of them has the same initials as me. I'll give you 5 seconds. Albert Adoma's correct.
Did you have that one, Scott, or not?
I've got a few, but I'm out of ideas now.
Well, you have a few more than me.
I've got Jermaine Genus.
Correct.
Shot in the dark. I think I'm getting confused with Brentford. Oh, yeah, I am definitely getting confused with Brentford. Never mind.
I've got Gary Charles.
Gary Charles is correct. You can keep going, Jane, until Scott ends. Just say pass if you don't know.
Oh, no, I'll pass the next one. I'm thinking.
Marlon Harewood.
Harewood's correct.
I'll pass again.
I've got 3. My mind is done.
3 more. Go on then.
George Boateng.
Correct.
Any more, Joe?
No.
Eric Lee.
Oh, Lehigh.
Correct.
Fuck.
And then I don't know if this is right, but I think he played right at the end of his career. Dean Saunders.
Correct.
That's all I've got.
Apart from Lehigh, then all of them were at my 8.
You got 16 out of the 29, 11-5 to Scott. The players you missed, I will go through them.
Wait. What about Tishbola?
Well, Tishbola counts, I guess.
I'll give you it. Well done. No more now.
He went at Forest after Villa, didn't he?
Yep, yeah. Well done. P players you missed: Gary Gardner, Alan Hutton, Ryan Bertrand, Nicky Shorey, Isaiah Osborne, you know, the centre midfielder that we had. And then you're talking Alan Wright, Grant Hull, Colin Calderwood, Ricardo Skimmicker, John Terry, and then the last one, Cole Tiller.
God, JT would have plucked out Finnair.
Would have plucked out Finnair. So Scott opens up a massive gap, I'm afraid, Jamie.
No, it is what it is. What things going on?
12 points to Scott, taking him to 70. 5 points for Jamie, taking him to 54. It's a 16-point swing with 7 weeks left of the season.
I mean, that was hard. I've got a lot of years on Jay.
Yeah, I'm only good at recent ones.
At least half of them were from what Jamie would know.
Yeah, I think the only ones I didn't get and Scott didn't get, the only one I knew was Eric Lehigh. I was gutted with that one, but like Hutton, I
Eric
completely
Lehigh,
forgot about
Tish
Hutton.
Bowler, you would have known.
No, I'm saying
John
I know the
Terry,
players. Yeah,
Alan
I know the
Hutton,
play.
Gary Gardner.
Yeah, I know the players, but the one I knew would play for Forest was Eric Lehigh. I don't remember Hutton at Forest.
Oh, I don't.
When you said Tish Bowler, I remember Tish Bowler at Forest, but JT he had a loan deal at the start, but again that would have been.
You would have done well.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, there. We were going to do what we've done half an hour. We will be back after these two big games. So thanks for watching. We've actually gone up in subscribers somehow on YouTube. So if you don't already, hit subscribe.
That's a good
What do you mean
thing.
somehow? That's a good confidence booster.
Only because we obviously haven't put loads of content the last few weeks because we've had stuff going on family-wise, hernia operation, kids breaking kneecap.
Kids breaking
I'm
kneecaps.
stealing, like, we've got a lot going on. But yeah, follow the TikTok, follow the Spotify.
See you later then, Scott. Good
From
outro, mate.
there, we'll leave it there. Up the Villa.
Good outro, Scott.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.